Before I show you my garden, and I'm making this video for a garden section on Facebook, this is what my garden spot looked like. One large gully that drains into Lake Norman, and the water backfills in here when it's at full pond. As you can see, it's about 60 feet across and 25-30 feet deep, and some places it was a little more. See my house through the trees there. And let's walk up here and I'll show you what we did. I'll tell you how it all came about. First, I had a friend in the business of laying gas line pipe, sewer and water, and he had a large project and a lot of dirt to remove and haul away, and he knew I had this gully, so, and I already had a permit to fill it if I ever could get the dirt. So, at no cost to me, except for some pipe, he filled my garden spot. Most of what I had was subsoil, just like sandy or silk, S-I-L-T type soil. So I built the garden up over the last decade with compost. I have 3 compost piles. I collect my leaves and neighbors' leaves. I would put them in the garden, till them under, and also had the compost piles. Here's the second one. Come on around here. There's the third one. I used to use these for making containers to hold live bait, but I don't use that method anymore fishing. Get up here to the road. Now where I'm standing, right in here, all the way within about 10 feet of that, or 5 feet from that poplar tree, was the gully. Came around here, went down to where you see that first rock there. This area was about 35 to 40 feet below the road grade. And as you can see, they filled it and used a turtle plan. It has a slope on each side. And there's my garden. Start off showing you my green beans. These were supposed to be bush beans, but somebody marked them wrong, and as you can see, they have runners, which means they're pole beans. I went back and told them about it, and they gave me my money back, told me to enjoy my plants. It cost me a little money. I went and got me 2 rods here. I already had this wire. Had to buy me some twine. Here's a bright little idea I had. These are leeks. I raise them every year, and but this year I decided to do something different. Rather than raising them from seed in the greenhouse or on my back porch, I would keep this area in here tilled loose and let the plant itself seed, and then I can just thin them out. Also, normally we dig them all up and store them, but they don't store good, and I had the bright idea of just leaving them in the ground, and when my wife needs one, the only thing she has to do is come out and pull it up. And this is when it was pulled up a while back, but as you can see, it's still green. So I'll leave them in the ground now. And here's my garlic. It's at the end of its life. I need to go through and get these seed pods out. Or I might let them just do like the other, my leeks. But you can see my leaves here. I use it as ground cover to keep grass from growing. I did something with my tomatoes. Here's the row of tomatoes. They're all in cages. This year, I made me a furrow, also known as a ditch, and I placed my compost in the center, and there's very little, well, it's all turning to earth now, but look how dark that is. And 5 or 6 years ago, it was blonde looking. You can see the tomatoes down there on the bottom. Got all different types. The healthiest they can be. I've always suckered them, but this year I was going to try. My neighbor last year had real good luck not suckering them. So I'm trying it. I don't believe my tomatoes going. This is a cannon size. It doesn't really get big, but it's got plenty of fruit on it. There you can see a large one. That's an heirloom Cherokee purple. Here's another nice one there. It only takes one slice to cover a sliced bread when you want a tomato sandwich. And I had never raised these little cherry tomatoes, but I want to tell you something. That is a sweet little tomato, and you slice them and put them on salads. Of course, these here are your Romas. I process them for sauces and stuff like that. Here's some more of them pole beans, and I didn't even bother to put them up. Here's my okra. I had to wait late to plant it. I got 2 lines of them. The soil took a long time to get up close to 70 degrees, but they're coming along. Got a little grass I need to take care of. Now I do have drip irrigation throughout my garden. Have a timer here. Mode 1, mode 2. I have 6 crookneck squash plants. I put landscape cover down this year. keep the grass out. For some reason the squash is not real big this year, but it is what it is. So I had 6 squash and I purchased 6 zucchinis, well dang, and 6 cucumbers. And man, the garden shop is screwing up this year. I ended up with 12 zucchinis and no cucumbers. This enclosed area with this bird netting is my blueberries. You see some of them getting ripe there, one there. I'll go in there at the end and show y'all all that. Here's my raised gardens. This is the zucchini, but the rest of the stuff in here is big bushes that I'm rooting. And here I got 11 or 12 fig bushes in the back here. Show you something interesting. These 2 figs here are this year's crop. And look, this is this plus that one's this year. But look at all these little ones. This is the second crop. And the second crop is normally 2 to 3 times larger in production than the first crop. I dug this out of my neighbor's yard. It was just a twig. It's a purple plum. These are my pepper plants. Banana peppers, 6. Hot jalapeno peppers, 6. And I've got some here if I can get my eyes right and see it. There they go. This is the jalapeno right there, and this some others. So here you go. The ones in the back are the green bell peppers or California peppers. These right here are banana peppers. You can see the little fruit that has set right there. And they all got plenty of fruit going. Got 2 marigolds there that I bought from the guy at the rest home, $1 a piece, help him out. Maybe keep some bugs away. Here's a greenhouse that a friend of mine gave me, and even helped me load it up, bring it over here. I got all the necessary stuff you need. He furnished me a lot of the potting cups, peat potting cups, and the plastic seed pod growers, and the tops. I had my little heater down there to keep everything above 45 degrees in the wintertime. Had me a fan there to take the heat out in the summertime when I'm growing plants in the late summer. Now let's get back over here to the blueberries. You'll notice the ground cover in here is oak leaves, and of course I have my drip hose covered in here. These berries are getting ready to come in, some of them. But I got more that haven't even started turning. Look how these are loaded up. Now here, this bush, and this bush, I purchased the parent of these bushes back in 74 or 75, and when we retired and left Clemens, North Carolina, and moved to the lake, I dug one of them up and just put it out in the woods, and it got by, but it was in the wrong setting. But I split it up in 3 and got them in here. Just look at all those blueberries. The rest of these were bought from nurseries. And I got 2 of them here. I purchased this year that was severely this Brightwell. It has some nice. I picked most of these off this morning off this bush. He pruned it back. They pruned it back real bad. And next year it'll be a great big producer. Blueberries require some maintenance. They're like acid soil, so that's why the compost and the leaves are so good. You see how dark this is? This is even darker than the tomatoes. One reason is it's been here for 3 years. This is compost and a dressing, top dressing of leaves from this past fall winter. And the bird netting keeps the snakes out, especially the copperhead, out of this area. They get hung up down at the bottom, and once they get in the net and they keep trying and trying to push forward, which it makes it even worse until they cannot get any air. Got my good medallion there, Miss Sunshine, or it might be Mr. Sunshine. Plenty of water hoses running everywhere to all these different things. A little hint here. If you want real big peppers, you need to get you some liquid calcium and mix it up 2 tablespoons to a gallon of water, and give your plants, especially pepper plants, 3 treatments, one each week for 3 weeks. You just spray it on the leaves and it absorbs it. I did the same thing with my squash and zucchini and my tomatoes. I make my own cages. This year I got the coated ones, a little rubber coated. It's a thin wire, but not real thin. And they'll last me they'll still be here when I'm dead and gone. The old way of doing it was taking metal wire like this that's used when pouring concrete. It's the small rebar wire, but as you can see, it gets rusty, and certain places will break on it. You reach in to get your tomato and you will come out with scratches and bruises. Even gets your legs. Where is that place at? Well, I can't find it. See stuff like this, and then you got to go get your tetanus shot every now and then. Well, that's the grand tour. Hope you like it. The only chemical I use is 7. It's a powder, and I only use it once or twice on my squash and zucchini.